Hey everyone, today I went nuts on the ranked ladder with this Illusive Rush deck. I have something like 12 free or something, so I'm really sold on it. I'm going to continue playing it the next days. Made a guide for you so you can, if you have the cards for it, to try it out yourself. There's still room for improvement if I get more champions, but this is how it is currently. So also look out for updates, subscribe if you like what I'm doing, and let's start with the deck guide. Let's start with the cards and synergies of this deck. So the first card I want to talk about is Inspiring Mentor, which enables us to buff card in hand by +1/+1, which is especially useful if we want to have our elusive units do even more damage to the enemy nexus, or, and this is even more important, so they actually survive. Because, for example, Green Grey Dew is an elusive card which only has 1 health, so it's easily be killed by cards like Wild Offerings or like a Mystic Shot or something. And having Inspiring Mentor buff it up to, let's say, 4/2 or something is already really helpful, so it won't get that removed that easily. The same thing is with Omen Hawk, but with Omen Hawk we don't know which cards we're going to buff, but therefore it also buffs 2 cards in our deck, so this is fine. So these cards we want to have as early in the game as possible and as many of them as possible, because there are a lot of cool interactions with those. First of all, we can, for example, play Green Grey Dew and then just drop multiples of them to just buff them up. But even more interesting is if we play, for example, a Mentor and then play in a Warrior Conspirator, you just recall the Inspiring Mentor again and buff another card by 1, hopefully another elusive card by 1. While we have a 3/2 elusive card, if we hand buffed it with Inspiring Mentor first, we already have a 4/3 elusive card, which is very hard to remove. The Sentry is up there to have a bit better card draw because we have a lot of like the 1s and 2s, so we kind of need a bit of extra card draw so we do not run out of cards early if we draw in all of them, so to say. Also, this is a good choice, for example, if we are going to play the Solitary Monk. The Solitary Monk is when someone recalls all other allies, which is very useful if, for example, we have an Inspiring Mentor or 2 on the board. We just get them back up in the hand so we can buff something anew. And often, I want to play an Inspiring Mentor, for example. Then I want to play a Sentry in round 2, which I then either use for attacking or defending. Defending is even better because you can block something with it and therefore trigger the last breath for sure. While in attacking, the enemy may not decide to block the Sentry, so you want to have it on the descending side. And then you end up with an Inspiring Mentor on the board in round 3. You got the extra card draw from the Sentry. You play the Solitary Monk, probably even buffed up to 5/4 thanks to the where do we have a Mentor. And then you have a 5/4 elusive unit on the board, which just wreaks havoc right from the beginning. So this is why those are really good. So the idea is to bounce this as often as possible from the playfield back to your hand. Green Grey Dew is another elusive card that gets stronger with every time we summon an ally, which obviously works good with the bouncing of those cards, but which also works good with cards like Sad, which always create a Living Shadow when he attacks. So this is a good combination you want to have. Then let's go to the next card. We have Silent Shadow Seer. I'm not using this card at the beginning most of the time. I'm actually using it more later when I need, let's say, just a free damage to Nexus and I can't get through. Because in the beginning I want to build up my board state, and this kind of doesn't help build my board state because it just gets removed right away because it's ephemeral. So I'm going to keep this for later. And sometimes I also want to have a 2-point drop just to support my defenses, for example. It's not the best use for it, but if the enemy plays elusive units, this can help block them as well, so it is quite handy. Braum is the ultimate defender, and since we're playing a lot of elusive units, we need a defensive line to hold the enemy's charge, because our charge is never as good as the enemy charge, because the elusive units don't have that good stats, so we need a defensive line that holds until our elusive unit hit the enemy nexus down to 0. The good thing is about elusive units, they can hit the nexus reliably in comparison to Noxus Rush, for example, which can actually be blocked by normal units. So for this we have Braum. For example, if we have Braum buffed up by 1/1, it is like 1/6 through Omen Hawk or through the Mentor. It can reliably get rid of the spiders while elusive units do the work. Otherwise, spiders, for example, would have more power than we do. Deny is just the best spell in the game. It simply stops an enemy spell or even a skill. So this is a card after you are at 4, 5 mana. You want to slowly build up your spell mana, so you always have 3 of it, and a nice spell in the hand. So if the enemy goes for Demacia on you, or I don't know, Intimidating Roar or something, you can just deny it. Also, like just something like in the worst case, you just stop something like a Frostbite because your attacks are so important to you that sometimes you just get rid of stuff like that, so you can reliably attack every turn you can. Skill Snapper is a versatile card. It's either 5-2 or 2-5, depending what you're playing. If you play against an enemy rush deck and you don't have a good defense and you really need, and you are able to push more than he does with a 5-2, then you go for the 5-2. Most of the time I use it as a defensive tool, as a 2-5, because as I said, we need a good defensive line. Shadow Assassin is just another elusive card, which also draws you 1, which helps because we have, as I said, like a lot of low mana cards. So pretty decent card. Soul Charm Rank we already went through, amazing stats. Twin Disciplines is also very good spells, which allows you to turn the tide of the table. Either you play it offensively on your elusive units so they do even more damage, or you play it on Sad so it gets the quick attack off for sure. Or sometimes the enemy tries to remove your elusive units, so there the +0, +3 comes very handy, so they actually survive the damage. Sad we already talked about, just solid attacking. This is kind of like, I think you can exchange it, but I really like it because it has this big body, which again helps for defense line. And also again, it does +1/+1 for all enemies in the deck, which helps if you draw more elusive cards. Yusari is an amazing elusive card, which is Challenger and elusive with decent stats. It enables us to do 4 damage to Nexus directly most of the time. And we can challenge, for example, if the enemy builds up a good elusive defense line and we have other great stats like the Imperium on the board, which is a 6/5 elusive, then Yusari can just challenge the low power elusive defenders so the Imperium can go through without problems. They Who Endure grows typically pretty high because, for example, for set shadows or by just blocking with our low power units, it typically goes up to 8, until 10 even, and it helps you to finish the game if the enemy gets rid of the elusive units and you can't really push through. Then They Who Endure with a 10/10 overwhelm just seals the game for you. And then we have the Imperium, as I said, and the last one is the Ionia Windchaser, which is an amazing tool if you like offensively and defensively. Typically I use him defensively if the enemy is overwhelming me and I need one more attack but I can't finish it. Then it's the enemy's turn. I try to play Ionia and stun 2 enemies, like the ones who would kill me, and then I'm able to survive the last attack of the enemy, so I can attack in the next round immediately with my elusive units and finish the deal. Sometimes use it offensively, especially if the enemy has tools to deal with my elusive units, so my elusive units can go through, and if you already killed my elusive units, then I need an opening for my other cards, so Ionia is the way to go with that. That is like the general, so that's all about the cards of the deck. The main idea of this deck is to use every attacking round that you have to the most efficiency, because you need like area attack with your elusive units. So you power the elusive units up for hand buff, you attack every round with them, and on the off rounds, so to say, on the defensive rounds, you try with Braum and other big stats guys to build up a defensive line so the enemy doesn't rush you down while you are rushing down the enemy, while using deny and stuff to hinder the opponent's game plan. That's the deck. I would say let's head into some gameplay matches, and I hope you have a ton of fun with it. So let's go. Well, there's at least one challenger unit. It's Braum. Roman Truth. Okay. Interesting choice of username. Nice. Windchaser is a solid late game unit. Yeah, he's amazing actually. This is not too good. I don't have something to recall right now. Chaser is amazing, but we probably want to go for the Assassin. Let's be a bit risky here. Ha! Wow, this one is really good, but like at 9. Oh god, way too late game for me. Way too late game for me. Oh god, can I get some? I really need to think if I want to have stuff like this in the game, in the deck, because I really need early game.
Approaching the battle.
Top heavy hand, yeah, exactly. That's the problem. I think we should try to get rid of stuff like, you know, She wins the game, right? But you never get 9. I can't think of using Monk now. And then we just play 2 duos next round.
Let none disturb my meditation.
There we go. And then we can do some damage next round. He saves up mana, I don't know for what, but we'll see, I guess. Don't need set right now.
The Yordle here's with me.
So we have 6 elusive damage. With that we have 8, 9, because this will buff by 1. And then we may want to go for set just to have the duos get buffed up. And if we need defense in his attack round, this is where we're going to play Braum. And then we're slowly making our way to the Empyrean. Yeah, he plays Elmex, okay, sure. That is interesting, you haven't seen Elmex in any deck outside of ranked so far.
They'll never see us coming.
Let's see if this goes. Yeah, it goes through. Already at 9, which is pretty good. Now is the time to add some defenses for Braum, which is why Braum is so good. This can win us the game if one goes through, for example.
For king and country.
Yeah, this is not bad because we can now play Braum. We can actually make him survive with Twin Disciplines. Yeah, I mean, do we care? I don't think we want to play Disciplines here. I think it's just
You are safe
defend
with
against
Braum.
this one. Then we're at 12. Could maybe... I think the Elusives are too important, so we'll keep them. And we just attack right away next round, because... Or do we? I mean, if we play set first,
See?
we buff them up even more. Right now we are at 8. I mean, it's 8, right? Like, with this we actually win it. Yeah, never mind. There you go. This was a quick win. Cool. This is why this deck is called Illusive Rush. I called the Mentor and the Omen Hawk. Really great cards. Not seen Jinx in a while. Oh god, this is amazing. Yeah, I guess we keep this. Not sure if I want to go for the duo or buff the set, but hey. Mentor makes a great recall target for a deck. Yes, he's really getting some value, as we have seen last match. Especially elusive cards benefit from hand buff because they are unblockable, so they actually get really value from it. Because they can get the value over multiple turns. So. Problem with Pilt over here is they have targeted spells. Actually, we should have gone for set. Because now we give him 2 Mystic Shots targets, which we wouldn't have otherwise, so that was kind of a mistake thinking of it. We should have gone for set so he is able to not get targeted by the Mystic Shot.
Charged up and ready to go.
That's pretty good, I guess.
Everything's better with company.
Says you.
Blast 'em!
Sure. Hit me. I think we could either go for Omen Hawk and Silent Shadowseer right now, or for Sad. Or we go for Green Dead Dew and Omen Hawk, which is probably even better.
Hey, Krabby.
That's my resting face.
We already have 6 damage. This will get to 8. Except he Mystic Shots me. If he has Mystic Shot in hand, this would be the time.
I
Nice,
am the
okay, sure.
blade
I don't
in
care.
the darkness.
It means he can Mystic Shot me this round, which is amazing. There we go. Zip zip.
Let's move.
Yeah, now we can keep the ones as blockers, yes. Winkly Do is also a fantastic card. Very vulnerable, but really can really do some damage. Yeah, I mean that's nothing we want to play right now.
Everything's better with
Oh,
company.
he's playing
Says you.
Elusive as well. Okay, sure. You can play the Silent Shadow Seer just to block his Elusive card. Or we just block it with this, I guess. Oh, you know what? Actually, what I'm thinking here is not actually getting rid of this. And playing Solitary Monk to get all of them back into hand to just play it again. Next round we can play this again. We can play this again. I'm going to wait for the attack here. I won't block with set anyway, so... I mean, I could also play set, I
You're
guess.
not
Oh
here
shit,
with
no,
me.
he's getting... Could also just play this right now. Because those will die anyway. What do we block then, though? This will block those. Or I just go for Sad.
It packs a punch. Full speed ahead.
You can mana, whatever. So.
Where are you going?
Keep the Mentor though. For hand buffing. I think we may not want to hand buff Sad.
Hang
Actually.
on, Zern.
So we play Solitary Monk, buff Sad.
Alone.
Then we play Sad next round.
They truly are.
Then we have the bigger Sad, which is pretty good.
One spring for each crab I saw today.
I really love recalls. Especially with Mentor. What is better here? Those two would make 6 points of damage. Okay, so if he doesn't play any elusive card, we could win the game with just playing this card. Let's gamble.
Dark beckons.
I'm gambling here, hardcore. But in 2 rounds we can play this. So.
Mostly.
Okay, so he has a elusive card. Oh. That's how it is, I guess.
Take form.
The elusive card will not kill anything though. So we just need to survive until we find Yon, I guess. Is this a Mystic Shot now? Oh, I get excited, okay. I thought to use it on Distant and set, I guess.
Shadow take you.
This is a no-fly zone.
That makes sense. This is how it is. Now he has the potential to kill me. We probably will need the Snapper here as a 5 defender. Probably play Snapper and Set, I guess. I hope he doesn't attack right away. I mean, if he attacks right away, I'm going to block this.
Blast him!
He may still kill it.
If I must.
This isn't part of the training.
I was thinking of keeping it again, but I think saving damage from Nexus is my main priority here. Because he has cards like Twin Disciplines and stuff. Sure. It doesn't kill me though, so I'm fine. But we prevented quite some damage here. Don't care about his leveled up set too much.
My sweet button.
So in this case, I think we play Snapper and Set, I guess. I think we start with Snapper though. Do we play this at 2-5? I think so, right? We just wanna No, actually the 5, right? Because we pressed the attack. If he wants the Mystic Shot, then I would rather have him Mystic Shot this. When Set actually survives the Mystic Shot, I guess.
Let's take this puppy for a spin.
Do not fear the shrouded path.
So we start up with Yone next round. And then we just overwhelm him. If Set goes through with Yone, I think we're fine. If he has Deny, we just attack with everything and we win again. That looks very good. Let's see, he can still Mystic Shot this. But it looks good right now. Yep, Snap and Set and Wind Chase on your attack turn. Yeah. I don't think this will help him too much.
It is time.
Let's go. What I love about this deck is the interactivity, like just getting stuff back on hand, playing it again. It's really cool. There we go. Thanks a lot for watching the video. Subscribe if you like what I'm doing, and if you want to see more Legends of Runeterra guides and gameplay, I'm going to have a lot more on this channel in the near future. Also, I'm streaming on Twitch right now, so go over there and follow me if you also want to interact with me live. Otherwise, just leave a comment below, and I hope you have an awesome day, and, well, wish you the best.